Hi, this is Matt Muller with Special Team Servants. Today we're going to talk about covering the punt. After you snap the ball, running down the field is the next part of your job. You have to be aware when you line up who is across from you. If there's someone right across from you, they may or may not come through your gap. They're not going to hit you with your head down, or at least they're not supposed to, but they might come to your right or left side. So be aware who's lined up across from you. When you snap the ball, if no one's in front of you, you should be running straight down the field to make a tackle. Giving a great effort covering the punt not only helps out your team, but it also shows that you're a well-rounded athlete and not just a long snapper. Running down the field and making a tackle can be one of the biggest and most exciting plays. As you know, football is a battle for land, and so the more yards you gain on a punt, the better your team will be. Oftentimes, the long snapper will be the first person down, and just diving at the person's legs and making the person cut one way or the other will allow your teammates enough time to get down and make the play. So even if you don't make the solo tackle, it's possible you still did your job. This is really important in close games because, again, this is a battle for land. Covering the kick is very important. We're going to just talk briefly about a few drills. Number one, if you have access, you need to watch the film of your other team. You need to know how their punt return lines up. Maybe they always block the snapper, or maybe they never block the snapper. In the game, you also need to be aware what the personnel is on the field. If they leave their defense out there, they're going to be setting up a different return than if they put their punt block out on the field. Know where you are on the field. These are all things you need to mentally practice. Know your own team's playbook. Be aware if you're going to run a fake or if you're kicking into the end zone. Your coverage might be different, so it's really important to know mentally what's going on and also watch film if it's available. When you're playing in practice, get on the punt coverage team, the scout team, get on the kickoff team, and work on shedding blocks. It's a lot of hustle on the punt coverage team, but beyond hustle, you have to know where your assignment is. When we line up to snap the ball, we must recognize if we're covered or uncovered. If we're uncovered, we can sprint right down to the ball and tackle the return man. However, if we're covered and there's someone across from us, we have to stay in block until the ball's punted. If the opposing team is in a safe punt mode, meaning they're not trying to block the punt, we might have to work hard to get off a block. We cannot let the opponent keep us from getting to the return man. We need to get off the block and get right back on our path to the football. Similarly in life, we will experience times when we're covered. Spiritually speaking, we may find ourselves where our opponent, such as the devil, the world, or sin, is trying as hard as possible to keep us from getting to our goal and fulfilling God's purpose for us and living the life God wants us to. We cannot let this coverage keep us from God. We cannot let this coverage keep us from Jesus Christ. We cannot let this coverage keep us from fulfilling God's purpose and living the life God wants us to. The Bible says, when Jesus had entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him asking for help. "Lord," he said, "my servant lies at home paralyzed and in terrible suffering." Jesus said to him, "I will go and heal him." In this passage, a commander of the army is coming to Jesus Christ asking him to help his servant. The commander could have easily ignored the needs of his servant, as he was of much higher rank than the servant. The commander could have let many obstacles keep him from going to see Jesus. He was covered in many ways. The commander could have let the coverage of pride, doubt, money, language, distance, time, self-sufficiency, power, or race keep him from approaching Jesus Christ. But he didn't. He helped his servant. Similarly, in our lives, we should not let any barriers keep us from approaching Jesus Christ. We can break through these barriers. Once we do, we will be well on our way to fulfilling God's purpose for us and living the life He wants us to.